Welcome to the NRHA All Industry Virtual Conference. Kim Peffley has been working in the home improvement industry for more than 25 years, starting at her family's True Value store in Indiana and eventually working every position in the business. During her career, Peffley established development and mentoring programs for retail teams, and she created merchandising standards and procedures to assist in store modernization, new store projects, and ongoing store improvement. Today, she is a retail consultant for the North American Retail Hardware Association, where she guides retailers in culture assessment and development programs. Please welcome Kim Peffley, who is presenting the tools you need to improve your culture.
Hello, thank you for joining us today for the NRHA All Industry Conference. We are so thankful you are here, and even though we couldn't all be together in Las Vegas, I am so thankful that we could come together today. This session will explore why a positive culture in your store matters and what you can do to improve or enhance your current culture. The culture in your store has a direct impact on both employee and customer satisfaction, therefore having a direct impact on the bottom line. In this session, we will discuss several tools that can make immediate impacts, as well as provide tools that can be added to your strategic annual plan. Let me tell you first a little bit more about myself. My name is Kim Peffley, and I'm a retail consultant with NRHA. I started my career in the home improvement industry over 25 years ago at my family's True Value store in Granger, Indiana. I worked every position in the business, starting as a part-time cashier all the way through management. When my family sold the business to a chain of Ace hardware stores, I continued on as in management and was later promoted to district manager and ultimately general manager over 7 stores. During my career in the home improvement industry, I have established development and mentoring programs for both the frontline and management teams. I've created merchandising standards and procedures to assist in store modernization, new store projects, and ongoing store improvement. I focus on driving sales, decreasing expenses, and growing the business. I am passionate about the home improvement industry, which is what drove me to join NRHA as a retail consultant when NRHA added consulting to its toolbox. Since joining NRHA, I have been traveling across the country and working with Retail People Solutions on long-standing industry consulting services. In my role as a retail consultant, I guide retailers in culture assessments and development programs, including the NRHA Team Builder program, which we will discuss more about later in this presentation. Today, we're going to talk more about some tips and tools that you can use to improve your company's culture. So first, let's talk about why a positive company culture is important. Your culture impacts your employees, your customers, and your business overall. In order to better understand how your culture affects each category, let's dive into each one. First, your employees are directly affected by your company culture. If you have a positive culture, it will improve your employees' overall job satisfaction. The stronger your culture is within your store, the more your team will know or have a better understanding of what's expected of them. When employees know what is expected of them, they can work towards the goal. Happy employees are up to speed on your expectations and get regular communication from their leadership team. The combination of these items will most definitely improve the employee's overall job satisfaction level. A positive culture will improve the employee's engagement level, their motivation, and their overall job performance. When an employee connects with the culture, they are much more likely to enjoy their work and be more motivated to achieve. If the employee is motivated, they will be more apt to connect to their work and improve their overall job performance. It's important to evaluate where your current employee engagement level is. If you have several unengaged employees, they can impact or influence others around them. Engaged employees are more likely to be connected to the company as a whole, work hard towards reaching and often exceeding their goals. They'll be more proactive and want to learn new things and be involved. They'll approach work in a positive manner. They'll be creative when it comes to solving problems. They'll be more committed to long-term growth within the organization. If an employee feels safe in their workplace, they are also more likely to be innovative and collaborative with their fellow coworkers, therefore allowing the company to be more agile when it comes to decision-making. A positive culture will also help improve retention rates, and attract the right people. A business with a positive and well cared for culture can become a talent magnet for the right people. Not only will it help attract the right people, it will help retain the right people. When you are attracting and retaining the right people, you will increase the employee's feeling of ownership towards the company. With that ownership comes increased productivity and better connection to your customer base. A positive culture will provide your company a competitive advantage and help you stand out in the crowd. Each culture is uniquely its own, and it is affected by many different dynamics. Unlike some of your policies, procedures, strategies, or even your product line, culture cannot be duplicated. You have the opportunity to make your company the place to work in your town. Be known for a company that develops their team. Be known for a company that supports their employees. Be known for your culture and stand out in the crowd. A positive culture cultivates employees into brand ambassadors. Employees who enjoy where they work and trust their employers are more likely to tell others about where they work and support the business itself. Ask yourself this question: how do your employees talk about their job and workplace when they're not at work? Do they speak highly of you, or do they vent? Employees that speak highly of their workplace to their friends and family members act as brand ambassadors for your business. Now, let's take a look at a few ways the positive culture can affect your customer and your overall business. Your customers are directly affected by your company culture. You can get a true feeling of a culture just by walking into a store. I can't tell you how many times I've walked into a retail store and could immediately tell the culture there was not good. The employees didn't look happy. They weren't happy with what they were doing. They clearly didn't like their jobs. It didn't make me, as a consumer, feel comfortable or even want to shop there. On the contrary, when you walk into a store with a positive culture, you can feel it. The employees clearly like what they're doing and they're happy. Their positivity and joy for their work reflects directly onto the customer, and they do an amazing job of helping the customer because they care about the customer and they want to help. The difference between the two stores is obvious and can have a direct impact on the customer satisfaction, their connectivity to the store, and the overall store sales. A positive culture also helps your customers understand your brand. Your culture is your brand. Customers are more likely to shop with a brand that aligns with their personal core values. If your company is known for treating your employees right, supporting them, being kind to them, respecting them, and showing them you appreciate them, you are doing it right. And trust me, your customers will notice if you're doing a good job or if you're not. You'll have happier customers. When your employees are happier, they will deliver better customer service. It is important to mirror the environment you want your staff to provide to your customers. Customers who are taken care of by the staff member who is positive and knowledgeable will be happier because their needs are met. They will enjoy the experience they will have in your store, and they'll enjoy the experience they had with your employee. Happier employees will lead to happier customers. It definitely impacts the financial performance. One of the top questions I get as a consultant is, how does culture affect the bottom line? I get it. Why should any company put a lot of money, effort, and energy into improving the culture if it doesn't affect the bottom line? Well, I can tell you it certainly does make a financial impact on your company. A positive culture will attract people who like to do their job, and they will work hard for their company because their company takes care of them. It can inspire the staff to be as productive as possible, decreasing downtime, or in our industry, better known as congregating at the paint desk time, which drives us all crazy. A positive culture will decrease employee turnover, saving the company significantly in turnover costs. Happy and knowledgeable employees will know more and sell more, resulting in increased sales. If the staff understands their role and the impact they directly have on the company's financial performance, they will be more likely to perform accordingly. Now, I'm not saying you should put your financial statement, print it out, and put it on the break room table. But we can look into some areas that would help your staff better understand how their actions affect the business. Two of the best examples here are sales and expenses. If an employee understands how their role directly affects sales and you give them clear direction on how you want them to perform, they will be more successful. Give them the tools they need to be better sales associates and observe their performance and give them feedback. And if an employee has an understanding of how expenses directly affect the business, they can do a better job of controlling the expenses they have control over and helping to stick within the budget. Your staff won't be able to control the mortgage payments or taxes or anything like that, but they certainly can help in some areas of the business expenses. And we could do more to train the employees to understand their role and how they can perform better in that area. For example, does your employee understand why it's important to buy the case of paper towels versus the single roll of brand name paper towels with Select a Square that could literally break the budget over time? A culture that develops and communicates to the staff can use these as opportunities to include the staff on building and growing the business while controlling the expenses, which will most certainly have a direct impact on the company's financial support. A great training video on this is available at nrha.org called Our Three Pennies of Profit, and I can't recommend it highly enough. It will also help support the strategy of your business. So if you're sharing your strategy and values with your employees through your culture, it will help them have a better understanding of the company's direction and therefore make it easier to move in the direction that will make the company more successful. If everyone understands the direction we want to go and why we want to go that direction, they will be much more likely to go that way. Remember, the why matters. Nurture an innovative atmosphere that will allow you to adapt quickly. We hit on this a bit earlier, but remember, when you are attracting and retaining the right people, you will increase the employee's feeling of ownership of the company. With that ownership comes increased productivity and better connection to your customers. And if the staff understands the strategy, they will understand that at times we need to adapt quickly to help ultimately reach our company's goals. When your company is guided by its strong culture, the staff will be more in tune with the company's direction. The communication will be better, and the speed at which you are able to adapt and be innovative will increase. So now that you know several reasons why creating a positive company culture is so important, let's look at some tools and resources that you can use to help improve your current culture. Step 1, you need to evaluate your current culture. Where are you now, and where do you want to go? Step 2, we need to prepare the leadership team to understand and embrace culture. Everyone on the leadership team is going to need to fully understand, process through, and then embrace the cultural changes, and that isn't always easy. Step 3, we need to improve communication. You will need to look at ways to improve communication overall within your company and find ways to ensure that communication continues over time and doesn't break down. Step 4, you'll need to focus on the employees. You need to focus on your employees and ensure that they are taken care of during this process. They are the front line and the direct connection to our customers. Step 5, we need to create a development plan. You will need to create a plan to train and develop the team for where they need to be to execute the company's strategies and goals. And we need to ensure we have a plan for continued growth and development for our teams, keep growing them into the future. Let's look a bit deeper into each one of those categories and really break them down. Step 1, evaluate your current culture. The first step is to determine what aspects you like and don't like about your current culture. Determine what you would like to keep and what aspects you know need to be changed. Next, you need to give culture building the effort it deserves. It cannot be rushed. A culture is built over time. You must stay true to your core values and mission. If you have core values and a mission statement, make sure to stay true to them during the process. Ask yourself these questions. Do you truly live by them? Are you currently upholding them? Are you holding your team accountable to them? They are tough questions, but important ones to ask yourself. Work through any questions or issues that came up while asking yourself those questions and build in solutions to your plan. If you haven't established your mission or core values, take the time to create ones that align with your company. If you need assistance in this area, we would be happy to help you with some general tips or be there to support you fully through our Team Builder program. Don't be afraid of criticism, and there will be some. There will be people along the way that don't want change to occur or see any need for it. Depending on how it may affect them personally or how they feel about the changes, they may not want them to come. It's important to work through the criticism and concerns from your team so that in the end, they will be supportive of the changes. Remember, some criticisms are nothing more than someone needing to talk about more of their concerns or their feelings. Prepare for potential roadblocks because there will be roadblocks. But if you are prepared for them, then you will be prepared for any delays or bumps in the road that they may add in your planning time. Make sure you consider those roadblocks and build them into the timeline. Build in time to adapt and adjust as you go through the process. It's very helpful to learn from your network when it comes to culture, core values, and mission. We recommend reaching out to those in the business you network with currently. Go to others you know have been through the process or ask other companies about their mission or value or core values. Ask them for any tips that maybe they wish they would have done before they started, or maybe some things that they wish that they would have done differently through the process. If you're looking for additional opportunities for networking, it's always helpful to attend NRHA roundtables that will help you meet new folks within the industry and learn from each other. In the times of limited in-person meetings, don't be afraid to network within your online meetings as well. It's a great opportunity to meet others you may have not met before. If you're looking for additional hands-on support through the entire process, we can support you through our NRHA Team Builder program. The Team Builder program is a comprehensive 2-day analysis of the people side of your business. It fully analyzes your current organizational structure and the way your staff members interact with each other. It will help you discover how to get your staff members working more cohesively as a team and set processes in motion to help you maximize the potential of your staff and improve your company culture. All right, let's look at step 2. Prepare the leadership team to understand and embrace culture. How we lead our team through change is important. Everyone handles change differently, and it's our job as leaders to ensure that we get the buy-in and ultimately the support from our team members. They are all impacted by the change, and we must lead them through the change. It is important to start with our leadership team. We must first process through the change with them. We have entrusted them to lead our company, and they will ultimately be leading the team through the change. Their feedback and support of this change is going to be very important. So we need to do a few things. First, we need to embrace transparency. We need to be open and honest about why we are making these changes to the culture and discuss how important the leadership team will be in rolling them out successfully. It's important to facilitate a level of trust between the leadership team and the employees, especially during these times of change. We need to promote authentic leadership. It's incredibly important for leaders to be self-aware and how they are reacting and how it affects everyone around them. If we encourage our leadership team to be more authentic leaders, we are encouraging them to be more self-aware and genuine. We want them to be driven by our mission and use that drive to focus on the results that we desire. We also need to share the vision and goals. We need to share the vision you've created, your core values, and how these will affect your goals. Discuss each of them in detail and how they affect the business overall. Give time to discuss them and give real-life examples of how they can be used and utilized within your business. Set clear expectations. Make sure you are clear that the mission, goals, and core values must be upheld. These are not just documents that are going to hang on a wall or be filed in the filing cabinet. These are the lifeline of your organization, and they will support your culture. This brings you back to the questions we discussed earlier about your core values and your culture. Do you truly live by them? Are you currently upholding them? Are you holding your team accountable? Make sure your leadership team knows that you are going to live by them, uphold them, and hold the team accountable to them. Explain what that means to your leaders and how they can ensure it happens every day. This one's important. We need to observe their work performance as well. Are your leaders upholding the cultural guidelines you have established? Do you need to give them additional training or feedback to ensure they are upholding it? Are they upholding it in front of you, but not when you're not around? Are they truly supporting the changes? It's important to know this, as their support is crucial to the team embracing your culture. We need to make sure we provide the best tools. Provide your management team with the tools they need to roll out any core value, mission, or cultural changes you want to implement. Provide them with training and all the time to roll out and support, and make sure you give them feedback as they go through it. One of the best tools available for promoting self-awareness is a personality profile. By far, hands down, my favorite personality profile assessment is DISC. NRHA offers DISC assessments for your ownership group, management team, or really anyone in your organization that you desire to take it. And in our Team Builder program, we offer a personalized on-site training for 10 members of your team to discuss in detail ways to better understand yourself, ways to improve your work productivity, how you communicate, how you handle teamwork, all the things that are helpful within your business. Learning more about ourselves and others will be very helpful when it prepares us to embrace any cultural changes. Of all the tools in my managerial tool belt that I have collected through the many, many, many years I have been leading with other folks, DISC is by far the most powerful and the one I use the most. I literally use it every day. If you are interested in more information on DISC, please feel free to reach out to me and I will be more than happy to help. Step 3, we need to improve communication. As leaders, it is important we communicate with purpose. We need to communicate effectively. Our goal is to keep our staff informed, make sure they are participating, and that we are adding value to them through our communication tools. If we communicate with purpose, we can effectively reach out to the teams and ensure they are getting the message we want to send, and relaying the proper message when necessary to our customers. We need to give and solicit regular feedback. We need to make sure we are giving feedback to our leaders and our teams. Depending on your personality style, you may give feedback regularly, or you may not feel comfortable giving feedback at all. It's important to learn tools that will help you in whichever side of that spectrum you land on. It's important to give feedback in a way that will reach the person receiving the feedback, which means you need to adjust your style to reach them. It's also important to solicit feedback from your leaders and your teams. How many ways are you currently collecting feedback from your teams? Are you providing them different ways to reach you? Are you listening to what they say? Some things to consider. We also need to provide tools to better understand your own personality style and the style of others. Again, this can also be an incredibly helpful tool when it comes to communication. Not only will you receive the benefits of DISC by being more self-aware and learning more about your strengths and opportunities, but you'll learn more about others around you and how they communicate or will respond in certain situations. You will learn tips that help you improve your communication to those around you, including those that you may have struggled with communicating in the past. You will also learn tips that help you adapt to others for increased communication and effectiveness in conversations. Again, I honestly cannot speak highly enough about this tool, especially for the leadership team within your organization. So please reach out to me for more information. Step 4, we need to focus on the employees. We need to create connections with your employees more regularly and more consistently. We need to provide clear direction. If you think you are being crystal clear, look again, double check. We often don't give clear enough direction. Remember that you may know more about the details of why a process or procedure is happening than your staff does. You need to share the important details and make sure you explain the why. The why matters. Make sure to give clear written direction when necessary as well. We often talk too much, but the message can get lost on those we are trying to give it to. Make sure to set deadlines and check in as you go back through and follow up. It's so important. Don't forget to follow up. We need to hold team members accountable that aren't doing their jobs. It's crucial to uphold the promise that you made to yourself to support your core values and culture. If you have an employee that is not doing what they should be doing, we need to hold them accountable. Trust me, the other staff members are watching, and when you don't hold one employee accountable, it causes problems with those who are doing what we've asked them to do. We need to recognize and reward valuable contributions. Just as important as holding those accountable that don't do what we have asked, we must recognize and reward those who are providing valuable contributions. I get a lot of pushback on this one. Why should we reward people for doing their jobs? I usually get this question from somebody who isn't motivated by recognition. However, everyone is different, and there are people who are motivated by recognition and there are people who aren't. Again, it goes back to your personality type. Also, it's important to recognize and encourage the behavior we're looking for. You don't have to go over the top, but give a shout out on the radio, an attaboy, or even a small recognition will work. There are lots of opportunities to appreciate others around you. If you find yourself not comfortable with recognition, reach out to others around you and ask your team how they would like to be recognized. It will go a far way to reaching your ultimate goal. We need to practice flexibility. Be open to new ways of getting things done and flexible when appropriate. When you are open to new ideas, you spark innovation. Of course, we can't go around and always change everything just to change it, but we can be open to new ideas. We have to be careful of living in a world where we do it just because we've always done it this way. Don't sink your feet in the mud too deep, and so deep that you'll lose the opportunity to explore a new idea. We need to promote a team atmosphere. Include the entire team. Build trust within the team and communicate to the team regularly. Encourage the team with daily goals or challenges that will get everyone involved. I really encourage you to check out Kevin Hancock's speech on employees first. He does a great job of explaining this, and I think he has a really unique perspective on it. Step 5, create a development plan. Create a plan and a path for everyone to keep growing and developing. The development of your team is so important. Your staff will need to know a lot of different things to truly provide the service your customers deserve. There's onboarding, specific company policies, customer service training, department training, and so much more. We need to meet with your staff regularly to ensure that they are working on the development plan you've created for them. Put in checkpoints and goal dates. It's important to create a path that will allow them to have access to development. Make sure your team knows where the path is. If a self-driven team member accomplishes everything you provided for them, where can they access more information? Make sure they know so they can keep going and learning. Also important is to make sure the entire team knows what trainings are available. Perhaps I hadn't been assigned training on nuts and bolts yet, but I would feel more comfortable going down that aisle if I could read up on the trainings or if I knew more about the hands-on training available in that area. When planning and developing your program, make sure to visit nrha.org for additional training supplies, such as the free trainer guide. The free Train the Trainer guide is a quick guide that gives trainers the knowledge they need to start a formal training program or to make the one you have existing even better. With easy-to-read, step-by-step instructions, the Train the Trainer guide is full of practical tips and instruction for creating an effective training program. The free Trainer's Toolbox lessons help retailers with over 50 different quick lessons to educate staff in product knowledge, selling skills, merchandising, even operations. They're really ideal for using during employee meetings or small quick trainings. Retailers can also access free tools and guides where retailers cover topics like marketing, human resources, operations, and so much more. It's not a secret that trained employees are more confident and satisfied within their jobs. NRHA training members have access to online training courses as well, giving staff all the tools that they need to succeed. There are really so many options available when it comes to training, and we want to be the source that you can come to for all of that information. So check it out. Utilizing these courses and any additional hands-on courses or in-the-aisle trainings can be really helpful in increasing sales by increasing the transaction size. Employees who understand a customer's project can add on sales, which can boost your average transaction. It will help decrease employee turnover because employees will have the skills that they need to do their jobs. They will feel more confident and connected to the business. And it can boost customer service. The more employees know about the products they are selling, the better they'll be able to answer any of the customers' questions. We also really recommend, and I encourage to promote professional development. Encourage your team, especially managers, to network with other leaders, whether through local organizations, clubs, boards, etc. Encourage your managers to take additional leadership trainings. NRHA has several amazing programs that would give you this opportunity to network within the industry and learn additional leadership and skills. Let me tell you about a couple of them. The first one is Foundations of Leadership. Foundation of Leadership's our 16-week college-level online course that teaches home improvement retail managers to be stronger leaders and communicators so they can work towards solving more of the business issues like employee productivity and turnover. This course is really designed to move students from learning about their core identity and building and leading teams. We also have our RMCP program, our Retail Management Certification Program. It is the industry's premier management school. In this program, you'll learn new skills to manage and drive your business to higher levels of performance and gain skills needed to innovate and lead positive change. You will embark on a business improvement project tailored specifically to your business that immediately puts into practice what you learn in the class. You will also learn from our course instructors and fellow classmates sharing best practices during sessions and long after the course ends. You will learn to think about the business the way a seasoned owner does, strategically. You will discover best practices or operating a retail home improvement store like retail pricing, merchandising, store design. Understand what drives store traffic with today's customers and how you can align your business with your brand. They can learn components of the revenue equation and how small changes can impact financials to drive top-line sales and bottom-line profits. They'll learn how to become top-performing retailers and budget and benchmark performance to reach higher levels of success. And you'll also learn how to build and develop high-performing teams that can deliver excellent customer service and increase profits. And of course, I want to tell you a little bit more about the NRHA Team Builder program, which we discussed throughout today's presentation. As a reminder, the Team Builder program is an organizational development assessment. It's a comprehensive 2-day analysis of the people side of your business. It fully analyzes your current organizational structure and the way your staff members interact with you and each other. It discovers how to get your staff working more cohesively as a team and sets process into motion to help you maximize the potential of your team and improve your company culture. It works in 3 simple steps. First, we get to know your team. You and your staff will complete a DISC. We talked about DISC earlier, the leading personal assessment tool, to understand and improve your work productivity, teamwork, and improve communication within your business. Second, we'll evaluate your structure. We'll work with you to improve fundamentals in your business, like your organizational chart, job descriptions, and help you align your team to the business goals and values. And last, we'll go beyond the analysis. We'll provide you with an assessment that is a full analysis of how you can continue to improve your business, complete with recommendations on training resources, learning leadership trainings, and additional supplies and things we can provide for you. So let's recap what we've discussed here today. The culture in your store has a direct impact on both employees, customers, and therefore has a direct impact on the bottom line. We need to focus on things that'll improve our culture. For example, if we have a positive culture, it'll improve our employees' overall job satisfaction. It'll improve the employees' engagement level, their motivation, and their overall job performance. It will help improve retention rates and attract the right people. It'll provide your company with a competitive advantage and help you stand out in the crowd. It'll help you cultivate employees that turn into brand ambassadors. It'll help your customers understand your brand better. Your customers will be happier, and overall, it will impact your financial performance. It will definitely support the strategy of your business and nurture an innovative atmosphere that allows you to adapt quickly. So let's go back through the tools that we talked about briefly. Step 1, you'll need to evaluate your current culture. Where are you now, and where would you like to be? Step 2, prepare the leadership team to understand and embrace culture. Everyone on the leadership team is going to need to be involved. Step 3, we need to work on ways to improve culture. We'll need to look at ways to improve culture overall within the company and find ways to make sure it doesn't break down. Step 4, we need to focus on our employees and make sure that they're taken care of during the process. Step 5, we need to create a development plan. Create a development plan to ensure we are training and developing the team for the changes we are going through and building and establishing a system that will take care of them well into the future. I want to personally thank you all so much for joining us today for the NRHA All Industry Conference. I hope that you were able to find at least one item today from this presentation that will help you in your company culture. If you have any questions about the information we covered in today's presentation or any of the programs we've discussed, please feel free to email me at kpeffley@nrha.org or visit our website at nrha.org. Thank you all so much. Stay safe and be well.